Hi there folks, it's myself again on a very exciting day. It is Cup semi-final day. I am stoked and surprised. I didn't expect that, given my first couple of games, that we would have a chance of getting near the Cup. But it's Cup semi-final against lower division team, and I've got all the details on that team coming up. It's a Sunday, by the way, where I'm contacting you from. I actually went to the HJK Cup game yesterday. I'll be telling you about that a little bit later. And actually, funnily enough, although this matters not, we're actually travelling back to Ireland today for a week to celebrate Redmond's birthday next week. It's not next week, but it's convenient for us to go then. And I'm hoping that I might get to do one when I'm over there, but we'll see what we'll see. Either way, it's been raining here. The snow hasn't quite turned to slush. It's mostly turned to ice and wet ice, and there's like pools of water for you to be sucked into. So that is what snow is like at this point of the experience. Anyway, this episode I'm going to talk about Lahti, the city. I'm going to talk about Akatemia and who they really are. I should be whipping away their mask. We've got a word of the day, which is the word for defender. When I say a word of the day, this is one use. I think this is the nominative use of the word defender, but that's another day's discussion. Game updates on what happened since last I saw you. Talk about the cup game against HJK that I went to yesterday. And, a cup semi-final. Sounds a fairly packed ep, so I'll get going with it. We'll start, as always, with our taste test. Today, we have two things. Let's see, this is Jaffa, which is kind of like the local fizzy. I think this might be the sugar-free one, but it is mango melon flavour. And also this, which is kind of, I'm excited about and frightened about, piparkaku, which I think they look like ginger flavoured. Pardon me as I make noise, I open this thing. It's going to be noisy and so tough. You'll have to live with it. There. Things should be done on camera. They didn't really happen, yeah? This has not been prepared earlier. So, these things look, I'm not even going to smell them yet, look like what I'm used to as kind of nekaren, which is like a ginger snap thing that I normally get from places like World Market or IKEA, and yes, they're Swedish. So I'm interested to see if this is ginger. But what I didn't expect was to see the name in Swedish on it, pepparkaka, being nothing to do with ginger or nekaren or any of those kind of things. So I'm wondering if there's a pepper flavoured biscuit. We'll see soon. Oh. Sorry for that. It's ginger flavoured. It's the thing I love. These things are going to be stockpiled in the house, so you're going to have to deal with me eating quite frequently. I'm sure that's not a bad thing. I'm sure you'd like me to shut up once in a while. Otherwise, mango melon flavour. Let's see what this is. It smells alright. I can dig it. Generally in the Anglophonic world, you don't come across this kind of thing. Like in Ireland, you never got any of the interesting Fantas. You might get lemon once in a while. But you come onto continental Europe and you go, ooh, you get berry and different flavours. You don't get those in, what's the name of the place either? You don't get the berry Fantas generally in the United States, which is weird. Although you can now, I suppose, in those dispensing machines where you get multi-flavours. But ask me more about Fanta should you need to. You do get grape Fanta, which is a wonderful thing. Anyway, this is also a hit. I'm stocking up on stuff that's bad for me today. Right, on with the show. Lahti. It's a city that's about 2 hours 45 minutes away from here by car. It's about 3 hours 20 if you're taking the train or bus. That would involve you going through Helsinki. The car, you can do a kind of a bypass, but it's quite a distance off. It's, as you can see in the picture, it's basically northeast of Helsinki. It's, by all accounts, a fairly old town. According to Wikipedia, my usual starting source, it shows up on maps and things in around the 15th century. Around 1445, people start talking of the town of Lahti. Jumping to the more modern day, it's kind of an industrial city. Industries including kind of things like services, particularly now, and just general industrial stuff. Got majorly hit by the end of the Soviet Union, so their trade kind of went out from under them. And it's interesting that we mentioned the Soviet Union. Finland has a really interesting history with it, because it had been, up until the revolution, the October Revolution, it had been a part of the empire, and they fought a winter war with the Soviet Union in 1939. It's actually partly why Finland went fascist in the 30s and 40s, because, well, everybody else was on Russia's side, so the fascists were against them. So the enemy of our enemy is our friend kind of thing takes over. But like I said before in the last one, they had a civil war in 1918, and it was basically the whites against the Reds, Soviets, or not Soviets, I suppose, communists against capitalists. And again, Lahti was a town that was held by the Reds, and the Battle of Lahti saw the whites win it. Whether you think that was a good thing or a bad thing, that's up to you. Put it in the comments. Should Finland be communist? Either way, Finland didn't become communist, but had a huge influence in a very neutral relationship, positive neutral relationship with the Soviet Union during the era of the Soviet Union, because, well, Soviet Union against here, they should have won the Winter War, but, you know, I think maybe there was a grudging respect. They took Karelia, which is the northeast corner, and now we know as being a Soviet or a Russian part of the world, but it was Finnish. Other discussion there in the future. As far as I can tell, the most famous or recognizably famous person to me who ever came out of Lahti was Jari Litmanen. Many of you who are Liverpool fans would know who he is, which would be ridiculous because everybody should know who he was. He was a great player for Ajax. He scored, I think he still has the record for most goals for Ajax in European competition. He got the European Golden Boot or Golden Shoe or whatever they called it back then, 1 year when he was there. And he toured around. He was with an awful lot of different teams. He actually started his career with a team from Lahti, which was in decline at the time, but had been a big side called Raipas. I think it's Raipas. Please, those of you, my Finnish friends, correct me if you get wind of my bad pronunciations. And then he moved on, I think, from there to HJK for a season, on to Ajax, to Liverpool, I think back to Ajax, to Fulham, to so many different teams. I mean, he was, for all his injuries, he was a great. He eventually came back a couple of different times, played a couple of times for Lahti. I think he came back for a season, then went again, came back came back towards the end of his career. He played for Maipa at some point, and he ended up in his last season with with HJK. He played for HJK twice. I think he won the Finnish Cup in 1990, and then his last season was his last triumph. He won the double with HJK in his last or second last season. Came on something like 18 times as a sub. Scored a few goals, but made a big difference. I mean, a player of that quality, even as an older man, is going to make a big difference. And as an older man, he was playing. He was like 39 when he finished up. He ended up playing, I think his international career was 1989 through to 2010. It was a 4-decade career, basically. I know it's 30 years, but still, it's over 4 decades. Spanning 4 decades, and played 137 times and scored 32 goals, which is impressive in a team that never in that period made it to any tournament. I'm impressed. Jari Litmanen is a great player regardless of who you follow, and he kind of played for the rivals of this club. Because let's get on to who Akatemia are. Akatemia Lahti basically is now, and was before, Shoestring Lahti. Now, Shoestring was founded as something, I think they were called something like the Lahti Ball Men in 1934. And in the 60s they went into a little bit of financial difficulty, kind of reforms. They got UPO, or whatever they're called, a white goods business, basically domestic appliances, to sponsor them. They became Upon Lahti for a little while, and in 1969 they most successfully reformed, and they became called basically Lahti 69. Finished for 69 is Shoestring, which is not your word for the day, but anyway, we know that. Dirty minds among you will have put that to use before I've even gotten this far. Shoestring won the league 5 times in the 1980s, won 2 cups. They were dominant. Raipas completely went into decline and went down to the Ikonen, which is the second tier, or the first division as it's called, and they followed them shortly after in the 1990s. Bad finances and relegation in I think 95 or 96 led to them having to have a merger. Raipas were not particularly anxious for it, but you know, who can blame them? You don't want your club to die, but you also don't want to lose the identity of your club. They merged, founding FC Lahti, which continued on in their position in the league, or at least Shoestring's, and the other 2 clubs kind of became one, sort of, as an underage club. Shoestring came back into senior men's competition, or at least the identity of Shoestring came back into senior men's club competition as FC City Stars in about 2011. Changed their name to Akatemia in 2013. Raipas are continuing on as a junior club, and they may have a senior team. It's hard to find out. I'm having to do a lot of this through Google Translate of articles about about these clubs, because the English language stuff is limited, I think it's fair to say, and that's okay, because it's not. You would expect the actual native language version of the thing to be more detailed, wouldn't you? I mean, I would. Anyway, let's have a quick look at their existence in Europe, because you know they won a lot, so they were playing a lot. They became Shoestring, or they decided in either 2017 or 2018 to become Shoestring. So, Football Manager, you've some catching up to do. Either way, their best performance in Europe was they got to the quarterfinals in the 85-86 season, losing out only to Steaua Bucharest, who went on to win it on penalties against Barcelona. Now, quarterfinal sounds exciting, but they only actually had to win 2 rounds. And I think in reality they only won 2 games, because they beat Zenit and Sarajevo, who were the Soviet and Yugoslav champs, which is quite an achievement. You know, not to diminish by the fact that they only had 2 rounds, but they beat at least one great team, or potentially future great team, and champions of really competitive, solid European leagues. Outside of that round, the only time they won a European tie was in their last appearance in Europe, which was in the UEFA Cup in 93-94, when they beat Waregem of what's the name of the place, of Belgium, and they beat them 4-0 in one game and then 2-0 in the other. So they won both sides of the tie before they went out to Brøndby in the next round. Now, hopefully that gets you up to date on Lahti and Akatemia / Shoestring. I will confess, almost going back to Jari Litmanen again, or indirectly referencing him. The first time I came across them was, I think, 1991, when they were in the UEFA Cup and they were playing against Liverpool in the first round. I think it was Liverpool's first. It was on the BBC. It was Liverpool's first time back in Europe. And they beat them 6-1 in the home leg, and the biggest cheer was for Lahti's goal. In the second leg, Shoestring won. They beat Liverpool 1-0, so Liverpool went through 6-2 on aggregate. It's a decent result to beat that Liverpool team, or to be honest, any Liverpool team, if you're coming from a country like Ireland or Finland, or most of the non-top 6, top 8 European teams. Anyway. Word of the day, word of the week, word of the show, word of the moment. have to take a moment to pronounce this right. Again, my pronunciation is bad. You can spell it, you might be able to pronounce it better than I am. Pujolustojat. 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 It means defender. So you've got different variations on that. In certain contexts it'll be spelled differently, or it'll have a suffix on the end of it. And there's different kinds of Pujolustat. For example, you have the Pujolustat that is the Topari, which I think is a centre half. I'll have to investigate that more. But Pujolustojat is defender. Pujolustojat. Now, back to matters footballing. We've spent a bit of time there, but we want to get on with the action. Updates. Sadly, disappointingly, well, not disappointingly, I'm glad for him. Let's actually look at this. We lost a great. Our cracking Mika Oyala, who really came into his own the last season, or last couple of games, went to Al Fateh finally for 140,000. We can use the money. Oh my god, we can use the money. Wonder if it's gone into the finances bank yet. It doesn't look like it has. Yep, it has not gone in yet. I think it's going to be incremental. Let me get onto the transfers here. Transfer history. I think it was actually it was up front, wasn't it? Did it say anything about him? No, it doesn't say anything about him. Anyway, we got actually, let's see what his little score is here. Yeah, 866. He wasn't actually that great a fit into our team, but anyway, 140,000. He made that decision literally the day before we played HJK at home. HJK is a massive game for us, as you can imagine. It's the capital club. It's traditionally the best club in Finland. I think in recent years, I think since the 70s, they have never gone more than 5 years without winning the league. And most often than not, they've gone, on average, I think every third year. So, taking on them, it's a bit of a task. And you've just lost the only actual right winger you had. So I had to improvise, put Akatemia to the right. And the result we got was very satisfying, including a goal for Akatemia. Kuningas came into his own. Makatalo scored a cracker. These goals are up already. I hope you've seen them by now, but if not, don't worry about it. Small away attendance, but look at that for an attendance. Our best turnout to date. It'll be beaten by our TPS game, but still, that's all right. You can see I changed a little bit of the team. Peninkangas came in. I brought in Kuningas as a winger on the left. Akatemia but put on the right. He's not meant to go there, but he did. Mikatalo went in alongside Helmke in the centre. And who did I put? Munpa I put in defending midfielder. Brought on Gravara and Vaiholen in towards the end to save some of the legs of the players so that we have some fitness with our main team. And the Sheriff had a chance, didn't make use of it, but generally we're not really scoring from up front. They're not getting that many chances. Really what I need is a false nine. So I'm going to have to look for one of those, aren't I? But that is a cracking result. Having just sold a key player and removing a couple players from the pitch in order to save them for the bigger game. Again, let's look at Lahti. They're third tier, so that means they're not really in the game. They've actually not won a game. If you look at that, they've drawn 2 and lost 3. Let's look at that schedule up close. Lost 3, drawn 2, but they're in the semi. They've won twice on penalties, so penalties is going to be important. We are hosting them. I think we're going to be okay. Maybe I'm being mad naive. We're massive favourites, as you can see. 14-1 on. They're 20-1 against, and they're missing one of their players who's cup tied. Looking at their players, look at that for values. £250. Oh, hang on. 625. So he's the big hitter. He's young. He's possibly decent. Yep. So hang on a moment. I'm going to have to go and deal with something. Pardon me. Yep. Hi again. Sorry. Small important bit of business that involved my presence. But everything's okay now, and I'm pretty sure there will be no nuclear bombs dropped in the next 24 minutes, thanks to my intervention. Apologies if this does not prove to be the case, but you won't care at that point because I'll probably be more occupied than to be continuing this video. Now, where were we looking? We were looking at the Akatemia team. Yeah, not exactly. Could be some good youth there. I don't know if we've got any reports on them. I doubt we do. But you can see these higher-ins, they're not exactly from world-class teams. PS44, NJS. Yeah, we're not looking at playing world beaters, are we? It looks like at least one of these players has played his football. Oh no, they're on loan away. So two of their players are, I mean, they've got a team of them, what, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6 players. So I think we can beat them. I really do. Tactically, hang on, this is what we want. Come on, tactics. There we go. 4-4-2. We can do this. We can do this stuff. Just jump on ahead and have our match preview. So yeah, going on at the same time, Honka against Oulu. There's little chance Oulu have of beating Honka, but I'm very confident. If we get, I mean, I don't know, it'll be a cup final's a cup final. Whether we win it or lose it, it's a great day out. So we'll hope we win it. Let's see very quickly who has Honka won it recently. Yeah, we're due. We're more due. Look at that. Apart from in real life where we actually won it last year, we were runners up in this twice. That's interesting. There was a cup final between Mariham and Inter. We'll have to look up that and see if there's any video for that. Last time we won the cup, the only time we won the cup was 2009 against Tampere. Now that's Tampere United, who are, you know, somewhat redundant these days. So yeah, Honk have had a couple of runners-up spots, but won it once. That's it, just the once. And there's when Ripus did really well. Extinct now. Kashishi. Wait, do Kashishi exist in the game? Yeah, but in a harmless fashion. Yeah, no, folks, this is the real Kashishi that we're playing today, basically. MP won it years ago. Yeah. Anyway, on with the game. Match preview time. Ooh, they're playing in red, because that's what they actually played in. They changed their colours, Kushishi, when they actually came to pass. Actually, when they came to actually be playing, they did change their colours. So they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 real players. 2 players who aren't available because cup ties and injury. So they've got an okay setup there. Got a few players playing 4-4-2. Don't know why the tactic isn't showing the attacking side of things. So I'm not going to worry about playing their game. I'm going to worry about playing our game. And I'll be going out, by the way, in a moment to get the boy, because he's very anxious to see the game. Poor Tami's not playing his best position, but I think he's going to do okay. I don't know. Colour me naive. They distribute it around a bit. Let's go to team selection. Coningus. Let's know that and have a look. Yeah, Coningus is there. I have a feeling yeah, there's nobody particularly. I mean, it's 2 days since we played a game. For God's sake, you can't be expecting miracles. I'm gonna keep Vaiholainen in because he played marginally better than the last game. He deserves another shot. Hadrechki still not fit. Every time I go to pick him, it's like not fit yet, not fit yet. And you can see all our trialists. So let's kick on. Let's go. Yeah, Coningus might not see it out, but he might. We'll see what happens. Yeah, Mikitalo, I think I kept in because Mikitalo was great last day. I feel it's really harsh on Guevara, but he might be on yet. From scored 1 goal this season. Emil, where is it? Virta, he's the key man there. Highest average rating. Kuit has scored how many goals? 3 goals in 3 appearances. 7.3 in. So they're not terrible, but they've not played anybody either. You know, they've played HIFK and KTP are both Ikonen teams. I'm surprised there's not a dressing room chat after, or a tunnel chat. I mean, this is a cup semi. Let's get the team sorted out. What do we have to do here? Weaker foot, Lindrus. Makes me think of Landrew. Virta is right. Right, okay, so that's fairly straightforward. Left, put them all onto the left, including the left midfielder, which doesn't make sense, but sure, there you go. Left foot, we'll take these off, put them onto a more traditional look. Oh yeah, goalkeeper is right. And do we want to do anything else? I don't think we need to go in hard tackling on the attacker yet. We'll see how they're doing. Feedback wise, everything, it looks like there's no. This was my biggest worry, was that people would be cocky going in. Players appear distracted despite the overall positive mood. There was a weird one in the last game against HJK. After I came in at the end of the game, there's a palpable silence as players seem distracted. Let's go passionate. You deserve to be in the final. I expect you to make it happen. Great. One guy pleased with that. I mean, Furon is the man I want to be pleased with that. A lot more to come from me. I believe you got what it takes. Midfield, we should get it. Yep. Majority of players positive. So, handover. Assistant has nothing to say. End team talk. One moment, another cut. Oh, so many cuts today while I get the boy. Greetings, people of the past. This is me of the future talking to you from the past. So during one of my many run-outs to deal with stuff, I thought it'd be as well to slip this in because I completely forgot. I was meant to talk about the game that I went to yesterday, which was HJK against Inter. HJK were wearing yellow. Ew. Anyway, you can probably see the program me bits now. You can see the squads. I think the Inter one is starting to take shape. Interesting to contrast it with what we have on this game. HJK's seems to be missing the stardust, if you know what I mean. Yeah, you can see some of the players are familiar from the game. So that you can look at the teams from when I played them also yesterday and thumped them 3-1. Well, Inter thumped them 1-0 in real life. Goal from Coningas in the 2nd minute of the game. Really early. I just looked down at my program for a moment. I looked up and there's the ball being slotted into the net. Again, it's interesting watching games in a tent. It's exciting. It's weird. I enjoy it. But I think the big takeaway is this Inter team dominated, in real life, dominated HJK. Now, I know it's basically a pre-season friendly almost, the Cup. But you could really see that's a team that's starting to work together, that's starting to click. Some of the scrappiness from the first game wasn't there. The first half they practically dominated, and to be honest, they should have been 2 up, maybe 3. Second half was a little bit more even. I think the last 10 minutes of the first half, HJK started to get a little bit more of the ball. They started to play it around a bit. They had a couple of decent chances, but again, in the second half, there were at least 2 really good efforts that should have been goals. Bokai played well again. I thought Furuon puts in a shift. Interesting to see that Markul was back on the right hand side. But he got taken off about halfway through the second half for Hoskonen, who seems to be a right full in real life. A couple of names I wasn't familiar with from the last game. Let me see who else was playing. Moonpass played from the start, and I thought he played pretty well. Other than that, no sign of Kami this week. And obviously it seems that Mansali is my Toto Makula, whatever his name, the guy from Football Manager years ago. HJK, their defender, Faith Friday, was good. Rafina was alright. Risky was pretty good. They seem to be playing a 4-3-3, whereas I think we were playing a 4-2-3-1 for the most part. With Kaningas this time playing on the right wing, as opposed to who was playing in the. I think Moonpa was playing in the hole behind the striker, and Bokai was on the left. Klingenberg I think was left full, while Markula was right full, and centre it was who was in the centre. Let me look at the program myself, because you can see it, but you could see it, but I couldn't. Centre of defence was Muniz and Tenho, and Klingenberg was left full. Left full, I think, to right full on the other side. Pananen, I think, was centre midfield alongside who was also in centre midfield. I can't remember. I have it written down someplace, and of course that someplace isn't. Oh, here we go. Sorry. Who's the other centre mid? Oh, sorry. Muniz was centre mid, and the number 3 Hamalainen was the other centre back. That was the rough team. Subs include Viholainen, who came on about the 86th minute. Hoskonen, as I said, came on for Markula, and Luhela came on for Bokai. As regards the other side, they didn't look great. They looked okay. They looked dangerous, but they never really. They had a couple of shots on target, but nothing that. There was only one shot I think Moisander couldn't deal with, who was in goal, obviously. But for that, I think that's a good performance from Inter. Again, it was during the day, so we got to see the great big tent during daylight. And when we were walking away, we also saw the classy-looking HJK bus. Be a long ride home. The 2 hours in this weather, 2.5 hours, miserable wet day, and then to lose the game, not a happy day. Anyway, that's your update. Back to more Football Manager stuff after this moment. There we go. Do you want to say hello to everybody?
Hello again.
Yes, Redmond is here as my colour commentator. Well, he's the commentator, I suppose, to me as the match manager. Sorry if the sound is not great in the previous. Just realised I didn't have the microphone too particularly close, but it seems to be a good mic. Should be okay. Anyway, Redmond, leave those. He's here in his Sassuolo shirt and very excited. So, leave the fiddly things alone. We're going to go and watch the game. You ready?
Yes.
Now here we go, Redmond. Here it's Cup semi-final here in the Veritas Stadium in Turku. And as always,
where is it?
I need to change this. We'll let the first few moments play out. We're on vertical scrolling. I like vertical scrolling for highlights. But don't want extended. We want Replay camera. We want it to be director. We want that out of the way. So we had some kind of a chance. Let's have a quick look at that chance.
No, that's not our goalkeeper.
Here's that chance again. It wasn't much. But anyway, let's go live again. Fura Olm. Again, my error leads to a little bit of delay in seeing the action. But you actually got live replay on just a chance. Mikitalo. Yo. Neiman.
Neiman has it.
Yep.
Had it.
Let's see if this amounts to anything. Wow, they really don't have an attack. Markula is strolling to the ball.
Markula?
Yeah, that's Markula.
Wow.
Oh, I was meant to talk about the game I watched yesterday. Yeah, 1-0 to Inter, believe it or not.
Whoa, there's Markula. I thought that
I might talk about it a little bit after. Oh, yes! For home. Good man. That is
he did a cartwheel.
He did a cartwheel. Yep, good result. A good score.
That was a good start.
Nice ball out. Who else? Who is it always? Mansali. Furon gets there, earned his goal. He's worked really hard since I figured out what to do with him, and he's more like himself in real life. Furon played well yesterday.
Yeah, that's a good game because we got 4.
I'll probably go back now that I've started and insert a piece about the game in one of those chunks.
Make a goal. There's.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, how did that's in the Turku?
Yeah, look at them, just ticky-tacking between themselves. So, nice ball to Mansali. Oh, that was lovely. Oh, no chance.
Yeah.
Pass it.
That was a handball.
Shot. No, he didn't. He controlled it well, and it's a goal. Yes. Oh, I think we're going to have. This is 8 minutes in. We could be 3 up at this point. I have a feeling this could be a long.
That was a great start of the game.
It's a very good start to the game, isn't it? I'm very happy with how that went.
He didn't even try. He was trying to reach the ball.
Yep.
But the ball was. But he was a little far. He was a little far away from the ball.
That's right.
So he made a goal. 11
minutes. Oh God, this could be embarrassing.
What?
I have a feeling we could win this by a lot of goals.
Why?
We're just dominating them. We're so much better. Third tier should not have been able to make it to here, but this is what happens. Go on, Makitalo. Oh, save. Again, that's the second time in 2 games. It would have been quite a majestic solo strike had it come off. Maybe that's the Makitalo story. Would have been quite majestic.
A corner.
Yeah, it wasn't a great corner. Double sliding tackle.
He made a throw in. Why did he do that?
Yeah.
He's going to shot in there.
Man, we're just so much better than them. Shot. Oh, good effort. Wasn't with a lot of power because that should have.
I think we're gonna win. I think we're gonna. I think we're gonna score 100 goals.
I don't think we're gonna score 100 goals. I'm amazed they've had a shot, to be honest. I don't know. Stop biting your nails.
I think they're losing.
They are. That's 6 shots on target.
No.
It's not a great return that we've only had 2 goals, but this is the bit where they pull back to 2-2 or start to pull back to 2-2.
Shoot, that was a close one.
Not your language, but yeah, it was. Now.
Enter.
So we're fairly well balanced, going all sides, left, right and centre in our attacks.
That's good. That's good.
Pass the ball. Good.
Yes!
Montila playing his left full.
Why he's playing left foot?
Left full back. He was in that position.
Oh.
Seriously, that guy is playing well, whoever he is. It's like 3 or 4 tackles there, perfectly won. For a team of 18 and 19-year-olds, as you know, you'd expect from Akatemia. Oh, some nice effort, but straight at the goalkeeper.
That was not good.
It wasn't our best. Their goalkeeper is playing pretty well. It's 7 on target. Most of them have been straight at him, to be fair. But 7 of our 10 shots have been on target, which is good. Very good. Oh, yes! He scores it. The keeper dropped it. One mistake, punished immediately. This is what you would expect from a team who are... Oh, I was about to say, we're third. I mean, it's after very few games, but we're third. And we've got a run of home games coming.
So he dropped when he was trying to... He saved the ball, but he saved the ball.
And then,
it hit...
Yeah, he didn't even get to save the ball. Hit the post and back to Neumann. That's his second goal of the game.
He was trying to grab the ball, but he dropped it on an accident, and then it hit the post to one of your players, and then he just shoot it in.
Yes, that is the thing. So they're going more attacking. I think we just stay positive and go attacking in the second half.
We need them to concentrate.
Yes, well...
That's...
Normally I do put the concentrate thing on, but I think we're not going to have to worry. There's number 4.
Oh! We're just so better.
Kuningas, nice assist. Mikitalo's second goal this season. He scored a cracker in the last game. It's worth looking at. I think the 2 of the 3 are crackers.
That was amazing.
Header as well. Not what I know Mikitalo for.
The ball was too fast for him. He just went past the ball.
That's right. Nice ball in from Kuningas. Yeah. It's going to be fairly... I don't think... Yeah.
I think we are going to show him.
Moisander hasn't had a chance to make a save.
Why?
Because it's all been too easy.
Yeah. That's mad.
4-0 up in a cup semi-final by half-time. Presuming we don't concede 1 or 2. God.
That's
all right.
Oh no, my yellow card.
Yes, but hopefully... Oh God, how many cards to knock you out of a final? Now I am concerned.
Why?
Because what if he can't play in the final because of his yellow card in this game? I'm hoping it's 3 cards as a suspension, but
that would be terrifying. If he got a red card, then he couldn't play for the cup final. He's very good. He scored just 2 goals.
Very important to me. Yeah. They can't have... How do we have something... struggle for a possession in the opposition's half? It's where we've played most of the game. 62% possession. 9 shots on target out of 14. Oh, that's not good. 5 fouls total. 2 yellow cards. Good number of touches. Yeah. Actually, I think we should be okay because nobody looked like they had a yellow card over them. Now, let's move you a little bit to the side so we can see what's going on. I can't see through your head. Did you know that? 1 blocked shot, 2 shots off target.
No, they have 2 players on strike. Yeah. Why?
Hit the woodwork once, 1 clear-cut chance, 3 long shots. 62% possession. We've completed more passes than they've attempted, but we've had so much more of the ball. We should be doing that.
I think
we've only missed 1 tackle is the way I'm going to read that. We've attempted crosses, never mind completed them. 60 kilometers run. Yeah, we're comfortably ahead. I'm not going to do the thing of changing all the team up.
Why it's still showing you to score the ball?
Player ratings.
Why it's still showing you to score?
I'm not going to be cruel. I'll look at UK Martinen. Formations. Ugh. Let's get that head of yours out of my way.
Maybe let's pull like that guy a little bit back.
They're okay where they are, I think. I think it's fair to say that they're doing all right. Do you think they're doing all right, Redmond?
Yes. Doing great.
Yeah, we'll ease off Mansali.
Why?
Down opportunities, short passes connecting well, focus on attacking set pieces. That's what I would expect. Let's look at the opposition. And who's in midfielder left? Is he left-footed? Oh! Oh God, we're doomed. Left-footed midfielder Redmond. always. Lindrus, weaker foot. Yeah, he's on his weaker foot. Thank you. So I can see the game. Right. Tactics. Let's go at that. Play shoot on. So I'm not doing anything there, and it's just working out delightfully. Short passing, mixed crossing, in out of possession. Stay on our feet because that's a good thing. There we go. I can see a bit better. Yeah, I don't see really any reason to do anything other than go attacking. I'd rather score a bit. Don't worry too much about defense. Let's see, nobody's looking too unmercifully tired. I'm going to jump out of the game for a moment just to check. Fulham, Inter, who's our next game after this? We have a couple of days at least. Take your hand out of your mouth.
Do you have a couple of days?
And you at home, take your hand out of your mouth too. Let's see, where are we at? VPS got 4 days. Yep, you do. So hand out of mouth. No, you can't have one of those. We're going to wait for a minute. So we've got a few days, and we're favourites for that, and it's a home game. We've got like this nice run of home games here. VPS are doing very well. SJK are doing very well.
I thought you
Coops are doing very well, and Ilves away. It's Ilves. Lads, it's Ilves. Finger out of nose as well. I'm apologising for this gratuitous show of revolting behaviour. Don't worry, he will be dealt with by Hemlock later on. So what do I say to them?
What?
I say, you're great, passionate. I'm very pleased with the performance. Keep it going, lads. Everyone's happy enough with that. Look at that. Nyman's got like a 9.3. That's a good sign. And our assistant has nothing better to say. Ready to walk through walls, such as the atmosphere. All even before that, it was calm, confident. Ademi is complacent. He's the one who's playing weakest. So, wished. Hands down, please, Redmond. I do want to try and watch the game. Do you want to watch the game?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Start second half. Here we go, lads.
Oh.
What was that made of? Mantila's probably going to come off at some point just to save his legs.
To save his legs.
Give Cammy. Oh, that's a bit of meat from Martinen.
Martinen?
He's the new player. He's just come on. Yeah, Mantila's probably going to get a rest.
Free kick.
Oh.
Hit the wall.
The wall did its job. Ademi. Good man. Mantila again, playing like an overlapping wing back. Although in fairness, he's got
player.
Hit Furuom, I think. Oh,
That's not good.
that went the wrong way.
He's gonna
Let's see.
try and shot on the or goal.
Oh no! That's not good news.
What?
Furuom has been injured. I don't know how or what.
But maybe let's do
Transfer to Holland.
Maybe let's do a sub.
Viholnainen. Oh, I'm sorry, Finland. I am not good at the pronunciations. Okay,
Come on, Volro.
give team talk.
You can do it. I know. Are you gonna
What
do
come
it?
from you? Not too bothered.
Are you gonna do
He
it?
hasn't played much, so
So we're gonna cancel the game.
I don't blame him. Martinen. He's made a big difference to them since coming on. He's their best player by a long way.
Somebody's going out there.
Are you going to watch the game, or are you just going to mess around?
I'm gonna watch the game.
Wow, he is literally... Oh no, there's two Martinens.
Martinens? Why?
Virta, yellow card foul there. Stop.
Kick him, go. Kick him.
Lindrus comes off and Usila. Okay, make that change.
We're beating.
They seem to be more organised.
Oh, I just kicked one.
I do find this kind of fullbacks waiting for the ball thing a little bit weird. But it does seem to be Oh, that's foolish. You foolish fools. Oh, that was bad. That was bad. I'm going to demand more. That was not good. Mikitalo there. Montula. Nyman, that's such a poor touch.
How? He lost the ball.
He did. I think we're pretty comfortable still. We haven't had an attack of note since that that one.
What?
The other Martinen. Come on now. You've got this Montula.
Yes.
God, I'm mangling Montulu's name, I have a feeling.
Oh, he did tickety tack.
Oh, God, what's going on here?
Yes.
That is not good enough. I'm going to make some substitutions.
Substitution?
Yep. We are going to sleep.
Why are we going to sleep?
It's a figure of speech, Redmond. Let's bring on Cami. Let's bring on Cami. He needs a bit of football.
Yeah, because he didn't play.
Yeah, he's not been playing very much. And who else needs a break?
I think that's all.
Who else have I got down here that I want? Guevara is unlucky not to be on.
Why?
Because he's been very good and he probably needs to play more. I'm going to bring on Guevara. We'll change this up a bit. Put him into attack. His usual position. Give team talk. Pray to God we don't have anybody
left.
Get injured. Excuse me. Okay.
What's that? Showing us?
Yeah. That's the other Martinen.
Martinen.
There's Martinen and there's Martinen.
Don't
know if that showed up. But apparently, even update.
Why there's two Martins in their team?
Let's go very attacking.
Why are you going very attacking?
Look at the game and not fiddle with your fingers, because I want to win the game by bigger scores. We were 4-0 at half time. I mean, of course we've taken the foot off the pedal, but it would be nice for us to actually kick on. Viholainen is not doing great. You watching the game, or you just, sitting on me?
Watching the game.
Ugh. You big hefty
You can
yoke.
see everything. I can't.
Nothing happened. Viholainen got... okay, we had a shot. That was saved. Foul. Martinen in trouble.
Martinen in trouble?
Mm-hmm. As you can see, having gone 4-0 up, I'm not awfully worried. Probably should have done more experimentation. But glad to give Cami a bit of a run. Glad to give Viholainen a run. I'm not happy with how I'm having to give Viholainen a run. 4 minutes of time. Yep, 4-1 final score it looks like. I'm okay with that for a cup semi-final. Down to the last 3 seconds. Yeah, we didn't come out for the second half because we didn't need to. Oh man, they're awful. We should have beaten them by more. But hey, we're in the final.
Let's go to the final.
Yep, 20 shots, 11 on target. That's, given how we were earlier, that's not great. 57% possession. Nyman.
I didn't know that.
Got a decent rating for 1 goal.
Just a little half. Why it was not a long game?
It wasn't. Martinen trailed away in the end. Our worst was, oh, that's not good, mate. Rivara didn't have long on. Cami didn't have long on. Ademi pulled up to a 7.1, so that's decent. But yeah, I'm worried about Furuolm. Because I don't want him to be out Redmond. But we're in the semi-final. We're in the final, and we'll find out soon who we're in the final against. More shots off target than we did. The one blocked. We hit the woodwork. Clear cut. Only one clear cut chance in the whole game for us. Only one chance, really. Possession. Then dominated them on passing. We dominated the game.
Yeah, we made 4-1 again.
What is that? 13 kilometers more run than them.
Daddy?
Yes, Redmond.
We made 4-1.
We scored 4 goals. Yeah.
And they scored 1 goal. That's another 4-1.
No, they didn't change the formation either. A lot of yeah, that's interesting. We're sort of more central than usual, but they're all very much off to their right. Odd. Let's have a look at summary. Anything that people Markula didn't get a cross in. Everyone else did all right. Oh, by Holainen. Offside a good bit. Short passes. Anything we should be doing?
Go to the cup final.
Shooting from distance.
Let's go to the cup final.
Well, the cup final won't be for a couple of days. I'm going to have to tell the lads. Yeah, there we go. Palpably awkward silence as I enter the room, despite the overall decent mood of the player, and the players are clearly disinterested.
Oh, but why for a couple of days not going to be the cup final?
I wonder if it's because they realise I'm brilliant, and they feel guilty about that. Yeah, you deserve to be in the final because I'm your manager. Right, hand over to the assistant. You need to say nothing. End of. Okay.
I thought that was just a little game.
You gonna look? There we go. So I can actually see through you. Scoring streak. That must be 10 in a row, I think. 10 goals. 10 games with a goal in a row. So that's the Finnish Premier. HJK drew with SJK. Coops lost. Oh, that's good news. As you can see, I'm a game behind Coops, 2 behind these guys, Mariham and SJK. Level on points with SJK, so that draw does me more good than bad because it keeps HJK down a little bit as well. So if I win me game in hand on these guys, I'm level with Coops at the top. If I win the 2 games in hand on these guys, yeah, well, look at the game in hand. Move to Oulu in the final. They won 4-1 away. Oh my god, how are Oulu doing? They're only 9th in the first. Of 10 clubs, they're only 9th. I'm going to have a look at their they've won. Well, they've played 2 games in the first division. So no wonder they're only 9th. Terrible turnout for at Honka for that game.
What's Honka?
Honka is another club. They did better than us, I think, in the well, no, they probably did about the same. 1-2, drew 1, lost 1. No, yeah. But they're in the final now. What's Oulu's history like? Oh wow, I did not expect Oulu to be in the final. Been in the Premier, what, 2 seasons?
I thought Oulu lost.
I expected them to lose. Competitions. They won the first division once, runner-up once, 3rd placed once. Landmarks, none.
So maybe let's talk about all our players for next game on.
Well, Redmond, this is who we play in the final. In theory, an easier team to beat than Honka would be. Honka was the team I expected us to see in the final. General info, I suppose. Values of players. Yeah, that's 230 Yos, not 230,000. 58,000. 40,000. Come here. There we go. So exciting stuff. Honka in the final, or not Honka, Oulu in the final. I'm gonna cut that for now. Let me just see this. We hammer Lahti. And I'll leave this as the screen as we exit. Final 25th of May. Oh man, is that like 2 games time? It's not even 2 games time. Yeah, it is 2 games time. 3 games, and then the final. It's Thursday, Sunday, Wednesday, Saturday. Oof. Chill, mate. Chill. Honk in the final. Or not. Sorry, Oulu in the final. I've been so committed to taking on Honk. We're favourites. Quite a distance favourites. Well, no, we're tight favourites. Ooh, and we still don't have our other guy back. Oulu in the final, folks. We've actually won another time, but the game doesn't realise that. I will see you guys next time round. Hope you enjoyed that. And bye-bye from Redmond. Bye-bye from me. Bye.